Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you and leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it now, it's perfect timing for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. I just want to double check that you can see this properly. Yes. Good. Okay. So I did a little meditation before this. Sometimes I feel like doing that before I do a reading. And this is victory. So this is the underlying energy for this reading. It's from the bottom of the deck. And this is talking about victory after some sort of battle, competition, some sort of something that you've been in. This can sometimes even represent something like a promotion at work or that type of energy. This is the element of fire. It's about taking passionate action. And these people in the background, they're a little bit disgruntled, some of them, because they really wanted this prize as well. But they have to admit that you were clearly the leader because you reined in your emotions and disciplined your mind to be able to do a really good job in the interview and clearly earned the position. So that is about the underlying energy. And then from my oracle, Tales from the Vector, this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light, is the denial, which is a tactic we use on ourselves and others. What I don't know won't hurt me. But you find out, yes, maybe it can. But a lot of times we just don't want to see things, so we don't. All right, we have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is talking about information or communication coming in regarding a cup of love. Now, in the tarot, cups represent love, and quite often romantic, but it doesn't have to be. It can be about anyone or anything, and it also could be about something you love to do or something you love to be. This page, he's very much aware that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he has chosen this fish, and this is the one that he has his focus on. This energy, in the old days, the pages would work for the king and queen, and they would deliver messages within the palace walls. They would be very young, 7 to 14. Back then, the life expectancy was only like half of what it is now. So people didn't enjoy childhood like we do in our world, a lot of us. And this energy is also talking about the different types of communication that can come in. Like in the old days, this would always be a male, and these days, this could easily be a female and her masculine energy. All of the characters in tarot are actually archetypes, and so they're not gender specific. They're more about masculine and feminine energy. And the energy or the communication coming in isn't as likely to be in person. It could be, but if you wait around for Prince Charming to show up and you just never leave your place, it's probably not that likely. Someone will just knock on the door and say, "Hey, I'm Prince Charming. Here's a cup of love." You probably have to put yourself out there a little bit. So this can talk about online dating. It could also talk about maybe a phone call, a text message. You could get an email. Perhaps you're on social media and you get a message from someone, or you see an event and you attend it, and then you run into someone and you meet them in person. All right, then we have this energy of the Three of Wands, which is talking about expansion, wanting to expand your horizons. This person is standing on the precipice of change, and this energy, he's looking for across to the distant horizon, looking for adventure. Quite often this card can represent someone that left a relationship and is now single, which in this case could represent that there was something fishy or in your relationship and it stunk. Because if you leave a fish out of water for too long, that's what happens. So it doesn't have to be, but it could be. This card, though, then says that happy days are ahead. That maybe that was just not the right combination for you and them. And the sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's reflecting light on the entire reading and on the situation. Also, this this is representing you as a young child, and this is on this pony, totally fearless, like no reins, and all the sunflowers in the background turning with the sun represent being on, a child of God and meant to be happy. This is your destiny, and you're carrying that banner with total and complete ease. So this is talking about your journey on earth is supposed to be a happy journey. And we have a windfall coming in. The pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. Now, money, of course, is a very big part of that. So the pentacles are represented by coins, and these coins represent the element of earth. Now, earth energy is, like money, of course, is important in earthly matters, and money matters. But you could have all the money in the world and still not have your health or someone you love. And this is talking about actually lifestyle. So this is saying you have the lifestyle, plus there's a windfall of coin coming in. This is like the ultimate fulfillment in lifestyle. And so you have the partner you want, where you're living, where you want to be living. You have the children, the pets, and you even have time to stop and chat with the neighbors. This card can sometimes represent, if you're going through any legal battles or any energy, like, some court proceedings or whatever, this can sometimes say that you are going to have a good result. And also it can represent a windfall, like unexpected money or happiness, something really beautiful happening and coming out of nowhere seemingly. And then we have this energy of going off to calmer waters from chaos. So, this could represent an energy of, maybe you did have a rough relationship, and the rough waters represent emotion. And they also represent sometimes a chaotic energy. Now, this person is sitting in the boat, this adult and child, and they have no baggage. And this quite often, like the swords represent the element of air. So this is about your thoughts and your mental intelligence. The swords represent mental intelligence and discipline of the mind. And this can be talking about needing to heal some sort of, inner child issues so that you can choose better partners to be with when it comes to love. And this is you wanting to go off to calmer waters with God to be able to pray and meditate and heal this energy. Because maybe you recognize that something that happened in your childhood has maybe caused you to keep choosing the same type of partners over and over again that disappoint you when it comes to matters of love, or even in partnerships, where it comes in business and friends, etc. And this conveyor is pushing off with this long pole, and he has to dig really deep here to be able to push off. So this is talking about being dedicated to healing that energy so that the next time that you get involved in a relationship, whether that be in business or in love or both, that you choose better. And this is talking about that reward coming then. This giant pentacle is a reward from the universe and from God for doing that inner work, and saying that, yes, you do deserve this, and you are meant to be happy. That's your natural disposition. And now you're being rewarded for doing the inner work that you need to do, and opening your eyes to the tactics that you're using on yourself. Because if you go in denial, then that will be a problem. This is actually a painting that I did from my Oracle Tales from the Vector. And this is about Queen of Denial. And so it's a painting I did when I was in Peru, or from Peru, and when I was with shamans and in ceremony, and that was one of the visions that I saw. We have this energy of The Four of Wands representing, this is like the official marriage card, and we have it with this card. So sometimes this card and this card together can represent the 111-11-11 portal. The 111-11-11 portal is when your intuition is trying to tell you something, and you're maybe not getting it, denial. And so this portal, the best way to describe it is like you're sitting at your computer and you have a meeting at 1:30, and so you decide, oh, I better look it up, and you glance at the clock and it's 11:11, and then you Google the address of this appointment and want to see how long is it going to take you to get there, and it says, it's at 1111 11th Avenue, and it will take you 11 minutes to get there from where you are. And you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird, okay. And then you, as you're leaving the house, you glance at the clock again, and it's 1:11. And you get in your vehicle and you're driving along, and all of a sudden there's a short detour, but the car in front of you has the license plate 111. And you're like, whoa, that's so weird. And it's a way that the universe has of speaking to us through numbers. The 111-11-11 portal is letting you know that you're manifesting at a very high level at this time. So you want to really be in a position where you control like your thoughts. So you're supposed to focus on where you want to be, not on the problems in getting there. And because you're manifesting what you're thinking about. And it's really wild, because then after that you'll start seeing 111 and 1111 everywhere, and you will start to notice every time you see it that you're having a negative thought. And so sometimes we can get into the habit of negative thoughts without even realizing we're in that habit, and it can cause a lot of issues. So this is talking about also the official marriage card. This is basically saying the beginning of this ultimate fulfillment. It's saying that you do have the down payment for your castle, but you still need to make the mortgage payments. You popped the question, they said yes, or you said yes, and it is now working on the wedding, and then you're going to need to work on the actual relationship for it to continue to be fulfilling. We have the Five of Wands, and so the Five of Wands could be these ones here that didn't win the promotion, and you did. So they might be this energy quite often is talking about immature competition, and it can be talking about siblings, sometimes because of the age of the people here. This can be talking about, if you think about narcissistic cheerleaders who maybe in grade 6 to grade 10, they're young and they want that trophy, and they can see that the other team is doing better moves than them, but they want that trophy, so they'll do anything to win. And, they'll cheat or, trip someone, whatever they have to do. And if they don't succeed, then their mothers will. And this is kind of by pulling strings behind the scenes. And this is kind of like an energy of when we become more mature about competition, we start realizing that any competition, we're really just competing with ourselves. It's, yes, there's a trophy and it's more fun to win a trophy, etc. But really, when we go into any competition, like for a position at work or whatever it is, we are, it's how well can you keep your shift together when you're under pressure? And, can you discipline your mind and your emotions so that you do, the best interview ever? And if you don't, the next time you go out, can you be 1% better than you were the last time? And when you have that attitude, even if you're on a team, if everyone on the team has that attitude, by the time you, all put all that energy together, it makes a huge difference in the ability to win. And we have justice coming in regarding something. Justice is coming in from the spiritual realm down to the physical. You can see she's got her right foot pointed outside of her robe here. So she's wielding the sword of justice in her right hand. Now, justice is a double-edged sword. So, if you're on the right side of the law, justice is a wonderful thing. And if you're on the wrong side of the law, then it could be a challenge for you for sure. And this energy, this is talking about justice and also redemption from karma. Now, a lot of people would say karma is punishment, but karma really is just cause and effect of your actions or inactions. Our actions always catch up with this, just like the truth will always catch up. It might take generations even, but eventually it does catch up. And the sooner we're out of denial, then the sooner that we can see, what can we change about ourselves within to be able to move forward in a better way. And, you can have direct karma, which is your actions or inactions that you directly do, and it causes suffering to other people or doesn't relieve suffering to other people when you could. This is also talking about an indirect karma. And that sometimes can be passed down from ancestors and even sometimes descendants when there's unfinished business. And, if your parents have crossed over, grandparents, great-grandparents have crossed over, and they had unfinished business, they leave that to the bloodline to deal with. And so someone in the bloodline eventually has to deal with it. And then we also have karmic spaces, which all of us can fall into. It's talking about, temptations that we come into, and it's just human nature to make mistakes. Anytime you're out there, it's easy to do so. Hello, little kitty. And then we have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen, yes, such a good girl. The Queen of Wands is talking about one of the four queens, that energy coming out, and she is considered the most natural beauty and, very sexy. She follows the sun, and this is like her natural disposition is sunny and cheerful. She follows her happiness. And this banner behind her, kind of that veil, kind of is similar to this one here and this one. So it's basically saying staying on her destined path as much as she can. And she is very good at coming up with creative solutions because she just automatically uses her logic and her intuition combined together to come up with solutions that work. And this the wand is talking about her passion, about moving forward, being a visionary, that type of energy. The wands are made of wood. They fuel the fire. And this also is coming from a tree. So it's talking about the deep roots of ancestors and the descendants, the offshoots that are there. And we have the Nine of Wands. So there's a lot of passion and wands energy here right now. So this is talking about doing your best to stay on your path, and you're doing well. I mean, you've landed 8 out of 10 wands. You're leaning heavy on the ninth, but you're tired. And sometimes this is basically saying to stay on your destined path can sometimes be really exhausting, because it's not easy all the time. It's easier said than done to be able to land 8 wands. These are the seeds that you've planted that grew from your actions. And, it's the fruit of your labors, basically. So this person has managed to have 8 wands behind him, and there's only 10 in the tarot. And he's leaning heavy on the ninth. This is one that he's holding close to his heart, the next action that he's going to take. But he's just taking a bit of a breather here. You can see he's got a headache. His head is bandaged because, he's been through it, it looks like. And then we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords energy is representing someone who is really intelligent and uses the swords represent, of course, that, mental intelligence and discipline of the mind. So this would be someone that would be in a profession where they use their mind. It's not like physical labor intensive work. This is a double-edged sword. It's representing intuition and logic, as well as for creative solutions. It's also saying like this would be someone that, your thoughts are expressed through words, and the words could be verbal or they could be written. This could be someone who's a best-selling author. It could be a politician. They use their words and give a lot of speeches, and they're making a lot of the laws around of the land. And because this is a king, like this would be someone higher up, so this could represent a president or a prime minister, or someone high up in the Congress, the Senate, ministers in the federal government. So these are the people that are at the top of the pyramid, and it's really good to see what's going on with them, because that energy always trickles down to everybody else and can be very valuable information for you to be able to move forward with. This also can represent a lot of legal energy. So someone who's in the business of justice, basically, on the legal systems on planet Earth and throughout the countries. And so this could represent judges, head prosecutor. If this is a lawyer, this would be a lawyer that would be a partner in an established firm. And, someone who is very good at what they do and maybe specializes in a certain area. And we have... what else? This could be someone who does a lot of research and maybe found a cure for something and maybe won the Nobel Peace Prize. This could represent engineers, inventors, patents. This energy is also talking about... I think that's pretty, I can't think of anything else, but you get the picture. This is someone who's really good with words and understands that words have the power to uplift, and they also can be used as weapons. And also that, action speaks louder than words. And so if you do give your word and you don't follow it up with action, then your word is pretty much useless. And we have... this energy of the Seven of Wands. Now this is someone who's standing there, like, look at all this wand energy. A lot of fire in this reading. Almost how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wands, and there's only 12, so we're just missing 5 at this point. A lot of fire energy here. So this is someone that finds out, like, some truth comes in, some sort of maybe some knowledge comes in from the justice system, or something's going on here in that light. And this, as I said, this doesn't have to be marriage. This could be commitments and partnerships in business, that type of energy. And so this is someone who, what you know now. And now that you're not in denial and you know what you know, then you have conviction beyond a doubt that this is what you're going to do. You're going to stand up for yourself, and you're going to go after, that 9th and 10th wand. You're going to take action on that. And this is, you can see this person has a boot on one foot and a shoe in the other. Sometimes this energy can represent like someone who's straddling two worlds, like, you're not really quite there yet, but you're in the process, that type of energy. And it also can represent sometimes walking in someone else's shoes, and sometimes that could represent an energy of identity theft, or someone pretending to be you, or you pretending to be something that you're not. And we have the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups energy is talking about walking away from someone or something that you really love, that you've put 8 cups of energy into. So yeah, there's a lot of this energy in this reading here of someone who, like, this is what we have to work with in the beginning. So we have, this is about love and walking away from a relationship that didn't work out. That's what I feel is going on here. But coming back into your natural happiness and feeling like really lucky, like a windfall is coming your way. And you might have a legal situation here that you're dealing with. And this is healing that inner child energy and being rewarded for that. And really, we don't have someone coming in with a cup of love as of yet. And I feel this represents a previous relationship, but we do have this energy of being triumphant in this, in doing this work, and also learning to understanding that the competition is within yourself, really, and wanting justice about something. And this is, but I feel like you've returned to your natural, like more of a sunny disposition. And you're tired though, like it's been a real struggle to stay on this path. And this is moving into having the courage to go after, those, there's this one, you're leaning hard on the ninth wand, and then there's 8 cups here, and it's just like walking away. Okay, I am not interested in doing this anymore. This could represent walking away from this relationship. And that could have been a marriage. Maybe there was competition, and it's talking about, there being a third party or some sort of energy like that. For some of you, that might be. And you just decided, this, I'm not staying in this, I'm not putting any more energy into this when, it's turning, when it's been so disappointing for me. So this is when someone just says, I am DONE, done, and I'm walking away from this. Sometimes this can represent someone just leaving it for a while and coming back to it later, but that doesn't work so well in relationships a lot of the time. It could though. And this is also talking, we have a full moon and a new moon. We do have a full moon coming up here as I'm doing this reading in, what is it, this will be the 26th, so on the 31st, and that is the once in a blue moon. Every once in a while, about every 3 years, we have a second full moon in 1 month, and it's kind of a rare event, and I really like the energy. It can be really challenging. This month you may have noticed that you've been more emotional than usual, because when there's 2 full moons in 1 month, it has a lot of emotion attached to it. But it also is really good for clearing out what you don't want anymore and getting ready for some really good energy coming in. And we have on June 9th, there's an energy coming in astrologically that is really powerful. A lot of the astrologers are talking about it being the June 9th when Venus and the planet Venus and the planet Jupiter come together in the house of Cancer for one day. That is the luckiest day of the year, and some are saying of the decade. So it's kind of interesting, because we do have all this pentacle energy, and then we have this kind of disappointment in love, it looks like, happening. So perhaps this is an opportunity. We've got the moon energy here to prepare for yourself. If you've done the healing here, a lot of times if we have issues from our childhood, it can make it difficult for us to make strong choices when it comes to love. It's just, it's something sometimes that we need to work on. And then we have an energetic upgrade coming from this. So the magician is saying, hey, you have everything that you need to have what you want in your life. You have infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. You have your thoughts to bring down to earth. I've got the hiccups, to bring down from Earth and create a beautiful garden on the planet. And you have the tools you need, but you need to apply yourself and use the tools and know which tool to use in which circumstance. And he's pointing as above, so below. And he's talking about, look at, you have an opportunity to have that love and that marriage, to add to and have this pentacle energy, this lifestyle that you really want. You're being rewarded because you've been doing the work. Keep doing the work. Don't get distracted now. And if you have to walk away from whatever it is that you have now so that you can go after what it is that you really want, that you have conviction beyond a doubt, that's what you want, then you need to go for it. And what is he going to point at next? This is about having the courage to do so. Yeah, the courage to go on a new cycle. So the Fool starts at the 0 point and goes on a brand new cycle. This is saying that whatever happened here, you've done a lot of work to heal from it, and you're clearly a leader in that energy. You've quit being in denial, and pretending, you know, oh, if I don't see it, if I pretend it's not happening, then it won't bother me. You realize, no, I need to take a look at these things and work my way through them. This is really good energy for moving forward. So the Fool moves forward, and it's basically a leap of faith. He has very little baggage, and he is, you know, his sleeves are tattered here, representing that he is on a new cycle, but he's taking what he learned from all of this energy with him so that his performance in his next cycle can be even better than in this one. Really, I like this energy. It's talking about clearly, and that's when we have the cup of love come in. This is about being brave enough to heal your heart, do the inner work, and say, you know what, I'm going after it. I'm going to go after. As a child, I was like this. I can be like this as an adult. I can be more optimistic, and you know, I can walk in the shoes, even if I have to pretend for a while. I can walk in the shoes of my childhood and get back into my happy-go-lucky energy. And that blue moon coming up is in the sign of Sagittarius. We do have a lot of fire energy here. That would be Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So there's a lot of fire here, a lot of passion to move forward. And the energy right now on the planet is really supporting that new energy coming in. And, you know, we may as well embrace it rather than shrinking away from it and being afraid of it. I really like this, is that this is the knight in shining armor coming in with an offer. Coming right, you know, as soon as the Fool's out of the gate. There we go. It's a leap of faith, and here's the knight in shining armor, dressed to the nines. This is the knight that you read about in all the romance novels and hear about in the movies. And so this is a solid offer of love coming your way, if you're interested in that. And this is a major transition for you. This is talking about the end of this cycle and the transition. It's a death and a rebirth, basically. And this is really talking about the Grim Reaper is scary looking, and people get afraid sometimes when they see this card. But it's not talking actually about a physical death. It's talking about how we go through cycles in life, and how, you know, we make big transitions, and that there's always change happening. And a lot of times we fear change, but when you really think about it, it's changing every second. Like, you're never the same person you were the day before, because you're older by a day, you know, like, and whatever you've done that day, you've learned a little bit more. So you have some new energy in you. And this is talking about light at the end of the tunnel after maybe going through, you know, feeling like life was more of a battle than a joy. And we have, like, this older person is meeting the Grim Reaper and saying, we don't want you to come into town. Can I give you money? What can I give you so you don't? And the Grim Reaper is like, no, I'm coming into town. These young people, though, especially this really young one, he's offering a flower to the Grim Reaper saying, we're happy that you're coming into town. We want new energy. If you've ever lived in a really small town, you'd understand how that energy is, you know, like it is. It's great when someone new comes into town and they have something interesting, you know, to say. And this is talking about old systems being trampled. Like, the king has been trampled, but it's not representing a king. It's representing systems around the world. And we're seeing a big shift right now. And a lot of people are in a lot of fear. There's a lot of, you know, wild energy happening on the planet right now. But, you know, that we have information coming in way quicker. So we don't know how much of this was already always happening in the world, but we just didn't know about it because we didn't, you know, we couldn't just click a mouse and have that, or, you know, go on our phone and boom, we can be talking to someone from across the world and find out what's going on over there. So it's kind of saying that, you know, change is the one, you know, they say the two things that we can rely on are death and taxes, and I would say change would be the other. There's always going to be change happening. There's no point if we're afraid of it. It's like this energy, there's so much new energy coming into the planet right now. We can feel it coming. There's a lot of truth coming out on the planet. There's a lot of astrological influences that are really, like, out there, like they're influencing a lot of this energy, and it's kind of like we're seeing like people at the very top, a lot of truth coming out, and justice being served, sometimes decades later. This is really wild energy, really. And then we have the next card up is, this is basically having the courage to move forward. And then this is getting in your heart energy. And now this is about being able to speak your truth and, being like, speak it into being. And we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is representing, she's a very loving person. And this is someone who's generally kind. And she would be the most likely to be in a traditional marriage of all the queens. She is, her cup of love is huge. It's like a trophy. And this is saying that she is has a lid on it because she is a container of unconditional love. And so this could represent the energy of this new love coming in and being an unconditional love, like a real reward of someone that you can really rely on, that you really have a really good time with this person. We have the Queen of Wands here. We have the Queen of Cups. Sometimes this can represent energy from the maternal line. And, like your mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, that type of energy, and DNA, that sort of thing. Then we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is all four kings from the minor arcana rolled into one. Now, so, this energy could be an authority figure that is bringing in some justice for, this is high level performance, and maybe about this windfall that we were talking about down here. Maybe the Emperor is the new person because it's sitting right on here, or the King of Swords was over here. I think the Emperor is the person that is bringing in this justice, and maybe the person that's also had his eye on you for this new love. And it feels like this energy sometimes can represent, like this could be the same person. You're the queen and now you have this unconditional love for your partner. You could be this King of Swords energy, could be someone in the justice energy, and also someone that is the Emperor and has the authority to bring this justice through, and also happens to be, because the Magician is pointing at him and this new cycle and this marriage and this reward. So it feels like the Emperor may be the person, and this energy could represent the energy that, speaking of you on your journey here, being like the Queen of Wands, coming back into your own, and then now falling in love with this Emperor energy. So let's see here, because the two of you are at the top, and this is the Hermit. So this is talking about coming out of isolation, basically. So you may have been waiting your whole life for this. You might be like, no way, this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. I've actually met someone that, we both feel the same like energy together. Been waiting. The Hermit goes to the top of the mountain to isolate, and this is at the top of the mountain to confer with God and ask, okay, what are my next actions? And he follows the North Star energy, which is talking about your destined path here. And when he gets to the top, then he takes action. And I feel like that's what this is saying. Now, this doesn't have to be the same energy, but I do believe it is. It's talking about the journey. And this could also be the same energy, or the Emperor may have asked the King of Swords to look into this justice system. And now he has the authority to bring this, whatever this is, these pentacles, this windfall of lifestyle. It's that reward from God, bringing it down from the spiritual realm to the physical. This is a cool reading. So it pays to get out of denial and do the inner work. If you don't acknowledge it, you can't really fix it, right? So that's, you have to be able to acknowledge, okay, I need to do some work on myself to be able to improve by doing work on yourself. Really good. And it does say that this is overall energy being victorious. So this is definitely this energy here. Really awesome. All right, so I'm going to clarify. Ooh, it's also, my cat's like doing like she's got the zoomies. Look at this. I had to climb across. Okay, so this card is coming out here and it's saying this is a major transition. It just went flying from my oracle here. So yeah, this is saying this is because of doing this work. It has put you in this leadership role that has attracted this energy. Congratulations for doing the work. That's where the transition is coming from. So that's just clarifying it. This oracle, as I said, is I've been working on it, and I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. You can go there and take a look at the paintings if you want to. They're in the gallery. The numbers here are the numbers that they're listed in the order they're listed. All right, so we have that card is saying this transition was from all your good work of going inward and doing all the work and coming out of denial and saying, okay, I am going to do something about this. I'm going to be the best version I can be. I'm going to discipline my mind. I'm going to do the meditation and the work and the inner work here to be able to have that conviction to move forward. And the hangman, this is saying that maybe you've been stuck for a while. Maybe it's been a while since you've even entertained the thought of dating someone, let alone marrying someone. Maybe you've already been down that path and it didn't work out very well. This sometimes can talk about stuck energy. And the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge until he hangs upside down because he wants to gain a new perspective and be able to see something from all angles. And so that's basically the beginning here, talking about this energy. So this, I feel this was maybe a relationship that you had that didn't work out, but you instead of being in denial, you decided, okay, instead I'm going to work on myself. Really good choice. And then this is again, the reckless abandon is WRECK. When you discipline your mind, that's when you actually have freedom. And this is talking about that, we have a lot of moon energy because of 2 full moons and a new moon all in 1 month. Use that to your benefit, to use that intuition to the best of your benefit. We have the Hermit, which is talking right up there again. And this is sitting on this energy, going back to your childhood innocence, basically, and saying, you know what, if I'm a child of God and I go on my path, I can be happy again. I don't have to stay in any negative energy. I just need to do some work on myself and heal that inner child. And then we have these 2 signs coming out here. The Sagittarius energy, I feel, is talking about this want to expand your horizons and to have, this wind. It's sitting right on the windfall. And it's talking about coming back into that happy nature that is natural to you. And being ready for, there's a lot of wands here about taking passionate action, which is very Sagittarius, travel and adventure. This is about expanding instead of contracting within yourself. And I feel it's also representing that blue moon is in the sign of Sagittarius coming up in a few days here. Also, I want to point out that when we have any of the horoscope signs come up in a general collective reading like this, I'm not talking about individuals here. I'm not saying it is a Sagittarius, it is a Scorpio. I'm saying let's learn from each of the signs. If you ever get your birth chart done, you have all of those signs within you, and each and every one of them has their strengths and weaknesses, and we can learn from all of them. And the Scorpio energy is about elevating people with words. Scorpio is very good at uniting people and being able to bring people together towards a common cause, and instead of trying to conquer people. And that's at its finest. And then we have Temperance coming in. So Temperance is about having the patience and the devotion to stay on your destined path. Here we can see it can be challenging. I feel like this is like the magician is pointing here. This is saying, like, if you stay dedicated, the reward will come to you in the timing. It might seem to take a really long time, or like it's never going to show up, but it actually is worth the wait, because if you do the inner work, then that's for your benefit. And then we have the sun shining on this again. So this is really awesome energy. This is talking about, this is the happiest card in the deck again. And it's sitting here, right here, on this energy of walking away from what doesn't work from you anymore and saying, you know what? I'm just going to have faith in my journey, like the Fool here. I'm going to take a leap of faith, and I'm going to have the courage to take a look at this and see, okay, what can I do within myself to heal so that I'm ready for this new energy coming in. And this is God's judgment. Basically, God's judgment is coming from the cosmic heart. And in the constellation of Sagittarius, there's a black hole that a lot of people feel is the cosmic heart of the Milky Way. So this is talking about cosmic judgment and God's judgment, and opening your heart up and being unfettered and being willing to embrace the universe and all this beautiful energy coming in. I really do. I feel optimistic about this energy coming in for the beginning of June, and this blue moon. I've looked back, and when I have at the energy of blue moons, there's a few times where there's been a blue moon when I looked it up, and that was right around the dates when I did have some significant wins, and when I look back, I remember it being like really like oh my goodness, the energy was so up and down, and it didn't seem like it was going to work out, but then it did, and it's that type of energy. So we have the sign of Cancer coming in again. And this is talking about on the 9th of June, that Jupiter and Venus are moving into the sign of Cancer for one day. And I think it was about 32 years ago since it did last time, actually. So, write that down on your calendar. Remember the 1-11-11-11. Make sure you check your thoughts, that you're not that you haven't gotten into the bad habit of saying mean things to yourself, and having negative talking negative shift to yourself. You want to really embrace this new energy. It's beautiful. And then we have this traditional structure, the Hierophant. I feel like this is the energy of at the top here, that this there could be some sort of energy. I don't know if you there's not a whole lot of cards here that are about illegalities or that type of energy, but this does represent a windfall coming in unexpectedly from somewhere. And sometimes it does have to do with maybe just an inheritance or something, and you hear about it. But there is some justice coming in, and this is God's judgment is on it. So this is saying that expect more beautiful energy to come your way. Can continue to stay on your path and do the work. We have the Aries energy, and that's we have a lot of Aries energy. There was a lot of planets in the sign of Aries, and like all at once, boom, 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 boom. And this is about embracing the new energy coming in. It's been kind of like a lot of people are feeling right now like there's so much change on the planet right now, and it's can be really stressful if you fight it. But if you just say, okay, well, maybe it doesn't look so promising at times now, but there is a chance that there could be some really good change coming out of it. And then look at what we have at the top is the Emperor. So that's confirming that, yes, the Emperor is the person, we put it up here, that is going to bring this justice in, and is also this person that's coming in that has their eye on you, or you could be the Emperor that has your eye on someone else. Really, really awesome. I love having readings like this that are pleasant and full of optimism. I really enjoyed this one. I do hope you have also. Consider giving it a like and comment and subscribing if you resonate. And I will be back with another reading again for you tomorrow. Bye for now.